In this land, before an election, politicians does have 20/20 vision, but as they win, plenty things does happen, and before you know it, like sickness does get, they does get cataract, glaucoma, Alzheimer's. They can't remember what they promised you and I during the last campaign. It's election time, so they come with the BS again. Everybody out there know exactly where I'm coming from. They feel they could fool the bad, the good, the smart, and the dumb. But I hear the bad ask question, the good ask question, the smart ask question, and the dumb ask question. But at the end of the day, no answers come any way. Why so many like the brains just go on freeze? We asking questions, we get no answers. Ministers circling like they don't know what they're doing. We asking questions, but we get no answers. They taxing pensioners and bringing tears to the elders. We asking questions, but we get no answers. Back pay for the policemen, you owe them since 2010. We asking questions, we ain't get no answers. But the protesters that said, they don't care what this minister say. All they know now is she got to pay. I get on my knees and I ask the government, please cure these politicians from their bad disease.
Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew. Okie dokie, what's happening on the lovely Isle of St. Martin? First, I'd like to thank my good friend, Miss Audrey Jack St. Luce, for her 16th anniversary shirts that she has on sale right now. Make sure you support the local TV producers always. I always like to support mine. Nice, right? You like it? Yeah. Anyway, let me begin with what's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin. Of course, Savage Chris decided to break his silence with an OG, the original gangster, the one, the only Oral Gibbs. He was on Oral Gibbs live this weekend on Hot 99.9 FM. And it was an interview that you have to watch for yourself. First, I'd like to thank the OG for allowing me to steal some of his footage. Thank you so much. It was a very good interview because we get to hear the insight of the search that took place at Member of Parliament, leader of the Now Party, Christophe Emmanuel's home last week. Of course, it was the talk of the town last week, and at least now you get to hear from the MP himself the experience, besides the long-ass press release that he sent out last week. He gave some more details as to the search that took place. So let me not bore you any longer. Let me get into it right away. Take a look.
You know, and it's like the second go around again for the same thing. And I'm questioning how is that possible? And I was told, oh yeah, that was relating to land, and now this is relating to tenders and permits. And I'm like, but I never give out tenders and those sort of things. But I leave that in the hands of the justice and the ones who's the professionals, the lawyers, to deal with it. But I see it as a much more bigger picture, or I see it as something more sinister than just what they are claiming it to be. You know, it's the same pattern, what happened the last time, a couple of months before an election. Same thing here again. And I am to the opinion that I'm going to stick on it, that again, you know, it is being that they are trying to, you know, influence the outcome of an election that is to come. And I say that that in itself is not democratic. It is wrong, and we need to take a stand towards it. But I'm looking at it very, very keenly.
This time it's different though, because you're now a leader of a political party.
Yeah. This time it is even more, like I said, and you know the funny thing with this one that goes around is that I'm not arrested. The last time I was arrested, not only arrested, but I was put into prison up in Point Blanche. Yeah. Yes, I was put in prison up in Point Blanche the first time. The first time, you know, documents was removed and all sort of things were removed the first time. This time, there was nothing. The same 2 phones you went with is what you went with the first time. 1 folder, and that was it. So it tells me something, that this is a witch hunt. And a witch hunt to the worst that it can be, because children were involved. And the manner in which they were involved is what really, really have me disturbed, Oral. I'm saying that you had a prosecutor that was present. You had a judge of instruction, I believe, that was present. And they stood there and saw an 11 or 12-year-old going to school, first day of FBE exams, being roughed up and searched, his bag being ruffled through, crying, surrounded by individuals, and they did nothing.
Were
and
there
they said nothing.
armed police officers there too?
Armed police officers with guns visible, shackles visible, everything visible.
What time was this in the morning?
We're talking about 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning.
That early?
That early. That's what we're talking about.
So how is he doing now? That's traumatic.
He is still, you know, I tried to talk with him. I tried to speak and ask. But, you know, boys will be boys. But he is still disturbed and traumatized by it. He was crying.
It was his first day for the test.
First day for the test. So, you know, I asked him, how did that go? He said, well, I just had to try to put everything behind me and do my best. So whatever comes out, comes out. And I think he's going to do extremely well. And then his sister, too, who's the 15-year-old with all her assignments and everything, was roughed up. They grab her wrist. They risk her wrist. She's on anti-inflammatory pills. Yeah. She has to take for the swollen wrist.
Wow.
Yeah, grab her wrist. Risk it and say, give me your phone.
A 15-year-old.
A 15-year-old. That has nothing, Oral, absolutely nothing to do with the situation. But that's not the disturbing part for me. What is troubling for me, Oral, is that the adults in authority, which is the judge of instruction and the prosecutor, stood there and said absolutely nothing. And then when the mom came and asked, but why? Why did you all do this to my child? Why you did this? The judge goes and says, oh yeah, we saw Emmanuel give him a phone. Absolutely not true. It is a blatant lie. We have it on camera. We have footage of it, and we intend to release that footage. But I'm saying to myself, if the acting judge of instruction or whoever he is can blatantly tell a lie to that, then this whole thing and this whole process speaks volumes.
MP, when they arrive at your house, right? What did they Did they say that?
You want me to give you the whole
warrant? Or,
I can give you the whole script. So here I am. The morning I woke up, and I was going to scrape out the rice out of the pot to do some dishes and throw it out for the chickens early in the morning. So the chickens, come out of the tree, they can go and eat. You know how we are in the Caribbean here in St. Martin. When I opened the door, bunch of white people. All white people. No locals, nothing, nobody in resemblance. The St. Martin police force, two of them stayed in their car.
You thought you were dreaming?
I was like, what is going on here? So I watched, I shook my head, I smiled, and I closed back in my door and I lock it. I closed back in my door and I lock it, and they came knocking on the door, and I told them, they said, oh yeah, we have a warrant. I said, well, then you'll have to break down this door because no one is coming in until my lawyer reaches here. And my little nephew, my little cousin came up and said, but I have to go to school, and today's FBE. That's how they got inside. So I opened the door and they held him up in his school uniform with his bag, with everything, and then they presented this warrant. And I told him, I said, I will say nothing to you. I have nothing to say until my lawyer is present. And not even that they wanted me to do. Not even that. They didn't want me to call my lawyer. They just wanted me to open the door. One time I told them, no, I'm not going to do it. But I have taken a stance, and I told many people that this time around I won't be going anywhere with anyone because I did nothing wrong. And I stand on that. I stand bold on it, and I'm going to maintain that position until.
So they came to search your house.
Yeah.
Roughed up family members, youngsters.
Yeah.
And then they left?
Then they left.
And they took what, just phones?
The same two phones that they went with the first time is the same two phones they went with the second time. And a laptop that is just a job laptop, a couple of receipt books, and that was it. Nothing. That was it.
MP, when people hear this, because it's happening so often now, people are questioning what's really happening.
I myself is questioning what really happened. But as a legislature, I am now to the point something needs to be done about it. Look, listen, Oral, I'm trying to mince my words and say them in a mature and responsible manner. As a leader in this country, people listen to the things that you say. And I remember saying to the judge that, listen, I said, I don't trust you guys because you fabricate, you plant things, and you incite sort of things. Oh, he said, you're insulting me. I said, you are insulting me. I said, because you're in a country that is predominantly 99% black. And you think it's wise and okay that 12 white people should be coming in one's house to search for things. I say what that does is reignite. It brings back the apartheid era. It brings back feelings of racism. And it is only being that way because you have the authority to do it. In the Netherlands, you have to go to the Supreme Court to get permission to do that. But you have to justify your 30 million euros every year that you get to spend in the Caribbean to say that you're doing work. And that's what you're doing. So you come and you ransack people's lives, damage their credibility and their character, assassinate their personality. But it didn't work this time because you tried it the first time. And now you're trying it again the second time. For what? Because of Emmanuel's position? For what?
If you want more, you have to go to Oral Gibbs Live on Facebook. The link is going to be available on the description of the video, so make sure you check it out. And you can watch the entire full hour of this interview. All right, so that's World Star Studios, Oral Gibbs Live on 99.9 FM. Hot 99.9, that's the new slogan for that. All right, what else is happening? Pretty quiet. Supposed to be a parliamentary week, so we might see some meetings. Maybe not, maybe, I don't know. But, you know, members of parliament are gearing up towards the election season, so not much is happening. Of course, the ambulance department is pissed off with the current Minister of BSR, Omar Otley, the Minister of Everything, because apparently he forgot them for Nurses Week. He forgot that they have nurses working at the ambulance department and didn't even say hello, didn't congratulate them, didn't tell them nothing at all. They're vexed. So if I was Minister of Everything, I would have make sure, listen, go down and shake some hands and kiss some babies and deal with these ambulance workers because they work hard. They work hard. It's the election season, Minister. You can't afford to be missing people. You got to take care of your whole ministry, Minister. Anyway, of course, to all the nurses out there, happy belated Nurses Week. You matter. All right? All right, welcome to the Late Night Show. We have a good one for you. Before we start the program, I'd like to say a special congratulations to a new addition to the family of the Javois family, Mr. Carl Javois. Yes, and of course, Rosa. Just before Mother's Day, they get a good Mother's Day gift. It's nice, nice, nice. If it was a boy, you should have named Andrew. That's what I think. You should have named Andrew if it was a boy. But in any case, welcome to the Late Night Show. We have a good one for you. Let's begin.
It's time SXM presents a grand fundraising raffle taking place on Sunday, May 28th. The grand fundraising raffle. Get your tickets now for only $10. The first prize is a 55-inch smart TV. Second prize, a hotel weekend stay. Third prize, a Samsung phone. And the fourth prize, a 100 Gilda shopping voucher courtesy of Carrefour. It's going down on Sunday, May 28th. The fundraising raffle. Tickets available for only $10. Proceeds will go towards a back-to-school program. Purchase your tickets at Creative Juices or from any of the members. Call 556-5181 or 523-8272. It's time SXM.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport.